Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gretchen, and today I am here with a very impromptu video. I was not planning on doing any type of video today related to the Booker Prize, but I opened an email from them today and they have announced their judges for the 2025 Booker. And I have very strong opinions about it, and I figured why not talk about it. So before I actually get into the judges, I just want to say 2024 for the Booker Prize, both the International and the Booker, were very big disappointments for me. I really questioned a lot of the books that made it onto the long list in both of those prizes, and ultimately the short lists. I can say I think I got along better with the International Booker this year. The Booker Prize, though, there were so many books that I absolutely did not get along with, and I had no idea why those books ever made it into contention for that prize. I can say this, I am not alone. That has been kind of the pulse that has been taken throughout the duration of the prize this year. And then ultimately, with Orbital being the winner, I was not too upset about that, but I know there were a lot of people in this booktube community that were absolutely outraged by that. So I have a feeling a lot of people are kind of questioning. I myself was questioning, is the Booker Prize a prize that I want to follow in the future? And ultimately, as I started to think about it, I came to the conclusion that it all depends on who the judges are. Every year for every prize, the judging panel changes. They mix it up. They choose 5 different judges, and if you are a reader that gets along with the judges' taste, it's going to be a good year for you. Unfortunately, I just don't think that any of us gelled with the taste of the judges this year. Now, when I opened the email to see who the judges were for next year, I was nervous, but as soon as I saw them, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And there's one judge in particular, and we'll talk about them last. I know it's going to be a controversial year. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of talk about this judges list, and there's going to be a lot of criticism. But I will say I am happy with the list, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I think this is going to be a great year, 2025, for the Booker. So first and foremost, let's talk about the chair of the judges. So every year they choose 5 judges, as I mentioned, and they select a chair. This year they chose Roddy Doyle. Now, Roddy Doyle is an Irish author. He is a well-loved Irish author. He has several books. I personally have never read any of his works, but I have only heard good things. He also has a long history with the Booker. He is a Booker Prize winning author. He won back in 1993 for a book called Patty Clark, Ha Ha Ha, and he was also longlisted at least one other time, maybe more. I probably should have looked into that, but he definitely has an extensive history. The next judge is Ayobami Adebayo, who is also a long-listed author for the Booker Prize. She was long-listed in 2023, I think, for a book called A Spell of Good Things. Now, she also wrote another book called Stay With Me. Now, personally, I liked Stay With Me better than A Spell of Good Things, but I will say I liked both. I like her writing style. She's a Nigerian author, and I love that we have that entrance of somebody that is a part of the world literature scene, and she writes a lot about very interesting and heartbreaking topics. So I definitely trust her as far as an author. If she writes another book, I'm picking it up. She is going to be one of those auto read authors for me. Now, the third judge is, we're continuing the theme of Booker Prize longlisted authors, is Kylie Reed. She was longlisted back in 2020 for a book called Such a Fun Age. So many people love that book. It's very popular, and it was a debut novel for her. So right out of the gate, she is producing Booker quality literature. Now, she did have a book that came out earlier this year called Come and Get It that came out with very mid reviews, but still, just from her reputation alone with Such a Fun Age, I trust her to be a good addition to this judging team. So the fourth judge is Chris Power. I am not familiar with Chris Power. It says that he is a literary critic, writer, and broadcaster. His criticism has appeared in newspapers and magazines like The Guardian, The Times, The Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, The New Yorker. He has also chaired or has been on judging panels for other literary prizes like the Goldsmith Prize. So once again, I don't know a lot about him. I'll have to do more research and try to get a hold of some of his literary criticisms to see if our tastes align, but I have faith and my fingers are crossed that we kind of are on the same pages about the books that we like. And then we have our final judge, and this is the one that is going to have a lot of people talking, I'm sure about that. And that is Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, I can already hear it. Some of you are thinking, what in the world is going on? Why on earth would they put Sarah Jessica Parker on the Booker Prize judging panel? And then there's another part or another group of people that can totally see this being a positive. I am on the side of this being a positive, and I will explain why. So many people, and I have heard this even prior to her being on the Booker Prize judging panel, specifically when the 100 best books of the 21st century so far list from the New York Times came out earlier this year. There were a lot of grumblings I heard from people about her being one of the people that they asked to provide her 10 favorite books. She received a lot of criticism for that, and I kept wondering, like, I don't get that. Like, yes, she's an actress, but she, for her career, has been an avid reader. It has always been known that she is an avid reader. She champions books. She also has inserted herself into that industry to spread her love of books to the public. She started a publishing house, and I believe she has a book club, and she has always been very vocal about getting the books that she loves out into the world and promoting them and getting them into the hands of readers. Now, she also is a reader that aligns very closely with my personal reading taste. So that makes me excited. When they released that list from the New York Times, one of the things that you were able to do is some of the celebrity judges that they, or not just celebrity judges, but some of the judges that are in the industry that they took those votes from. Some of those people that provided lists to help the New York Times come up with that list provided details of what their submissions were, and she was one of them. And I'm looking at her list right now of what she deemed as her personal 10 best books so far, and I align. I loved a lot of these books that she mentioned. An American Marriage to Hari Jones, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, The Bee Sting, that is one of my favorite books of all time, made it onto her list. Jonathan Franzen, The Corrections, The Nickel Boys, Colson Whitehead, Say Nothing, Patrick Radden Keefe. She has a very similar taste in books to mine, and I have a feeling that she is also going to have a loud voice, and she is going to be an advocate for a lot of those books that she likes. Pair that with the other 3 authors that I hear consistently good things about. I know personally from my reading experiences of reading books by Kylie Reid and Ayobami Adebayo that I get along with their writing, and I don't know, it just makes me really excited that we're going to get a banger of a list for 2025. And I understand that people are maybe thinking, oh, the Booker has sold out, this is getting ridiculous, this is getting commercial. But at the end of the day, the prize to me comes down to people and their love of reading and wanting to get that good quality literature out there. And I honestly think that this is a group of judges that has the potential to do that. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts or your opinions are. I know that there's going to be people coming for me about my support of Sarah Jessica Parker being on this list, but you know what? Like I said, I like the books that she recommends. I like her taste in books. We very rarely disagree when I see that she is recommending something. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut, but yeah, I think that it's going to be an interesting year. And I just think that solely based on this group of judges, I feel like my faith has been a little restored for the expectations that I typically have for this prize, and I hope that next year is a really good Booker year. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this group of judges, what you think, the good, the bad, or the ugly. Well, maybe not ugly. If you have strong opinions, try to at least be nice about them. But yeah, I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are. And until we read again, bye.